Dr. Prannath Chotani oration, and the chairperson for this session is Dr. Yogesh Chawla. Dr. Yogesh Chawla is Director PGI Chandigarh, and he is Professor and Head of Department of Hepatology in PGI Chandigarh. He has authored more than 240 publications, and he is an active member of several international and national medical organizations. He is recipient of many international and national awards and honors. Dr. Yogesh Chawla.
Good morning, everyone. We begin today's program with Dr. Prannath Chotani's oration, and it's customary to tell you a little bit about the oration. This oration started in 1999 on the subject of tropical medicine and communicable diseases, and is delivered every year to commemorate the contribution made by Dr. Prannath Chotani, a past president of the Academy. Dr. Chotani retired as director of the Postgraduate Institute of Medical Education and Research at Chandigarh. He was an eminent gastroenterologist and was a recipient of Padma Vibhushan by the President of India in 1972, and he was honored with Dr. V.C. Roy National Award of the Medical Council of India. We at the Institute worked with him, and to tell you the truth, he was a real doyen in the field of medicine and a very, very good administrator, a person who's very difficult to emulate anywhere in the region. So a very befitting oration has been there in his name. And to give this oration, we have another celebrity, that is Dr. Nageshwar Rao, who is the Professor of Biochemistry at the All India Institute, New Delhi. And he has published more than 75 research papers in journals of national and international repute. He is a recipient of various awards such as Professor B.K. Ikat Oration Award, V.M. Thakur Award, K.C. Kandhari Memorial Oration Award, Seth G.S. Medical College and K.E.M. Hospital Oration Award, Chaturvedi Ghanshyam Das Jai Gopal Memorial Award, Hari Om Ashram Alembic Research Award, Professor C.R. Krishnamurthy Lecture Award, and Dr. G.P. Talwar Oration Award. So you can see the number of awards that he's received. And this year he's going to talk to us on developing in-house reagents for the diagnosis of chikungunya and dengue. I now invite Dr. Nageshwar Rao for the oration. Dr. Nageshwar.
Respected Chairperson, Professor Chawla, distinguished the gatherings and speakers here, and my dear students. This oration was dedicated to AIIMS, New Delhi. This is because this is the work I got AIIMS Excellence Award, first prize, 2012 actually. That is the reason I had to dedicate this lecture to my parent institute. With this, we'll start actually. This lecture is mostly for the sake of students actually. I'm a immunologist actually. Currently, I'm the chairman of Indian Immunology Society also. That's why I focus most on the young students who are coming up in the field of immunology. So, this we have started this project to develop in-house reagents because till today, whatever the kits we are getting for diagnosis of chikungunya as well as dengue is are coming from abroad, mostly from Cuba, etc. So we thought, however, developing in-house reagents to have the diagnosis. And currently, we are validating this both the kits with SPAN Diagnostics, Udhana, to see its potential, how much it can be commercialized, etc. So this is the nutshell of my talk. See, this is the first slide. Why I am showing to this actually is This is the importance for formation of the antigen-antibody complex. That is what we predictive for the serology is requires the antibody should have a divalency and the antigen should have multivalency. This is a central dogma for forming the antigen-antibody complex. This you cannot do it. If you have one epitope, no, very difficult actually to form the complex. But if you have multiple epitopes on the protein or the antigen, you can make a very good immune complex. That is actually the basis for the serology. Actually, that's the point you must realize. And this is again an important slide for the sake of students actually, and those people who have forgotten immunology. And whenever antigen goes inside the body, these are the first encounter with the antigen is the antigen presenting cells, APC. This antigen presenting cells take up this antigen by various mechanisms which I am not going into details, and it processes the antigen. And processing means it cuts the protein, entire protein into pieces actually. This is a 13 amino acid piece, this is again a 20 amino acid piece. These are called in immunology epitopes or antigen determinants actually. And these are the one taken by individual MHC molecule in the mouse or HLA molecule in the humans actually. So it picks up the individual epitopes by the individual HLA molecule and it delivers to the B cell or T cell for the production of the antibodies or the production of cell mediated immunity by the T cells actually. This is actually the crack, and this is actually the crack for why we failed for the developing vaccines which is of 100% potency. This is because whenever we give a vaccine, it shows potency 90% to 100% only, 90% to 80%. This is because the genetics of the individual that dictates the potency of the vaccine actually. That is the reason we failed for many diseases actually. That is the reason we require a vaccine which is universal actually. White TT and cholera and diphtheria, they are wonderful vaccines is because it has the what is called promiscuous sequences which binds with many of the individual HLA alleles actually. We have many alleles actually. If you look at the immunology of the class 2 molecule, we have different alleles actually. See that those proteins, peptides coming from the degradation, they binds many alleles. That's why these are called universal vaccines actually. Why in many cases we failed? Because of the restriction of the genetics in a given individual. That is true for diagnosis also. That's what I want to tell you while the lectures are going on. This is a protein actual hypothetical for the sake of students again. Whenever you immunize any protein to a host actually, a mouse or humans, it generates a population of antibodies. This population of antibodies reads a discrete region on the protein. Like that you get another antibody here, another antibody. That is the reason whenever you give a protein, that's why I told you, multi-epitopes is important for the formation of diagnostics actually. As far as vaccine potency also, it's very important actually. So that's where we produce an antibody against a discrete region. That's why I already told you it is an epitope actually. So based on this concept, we developed a ELISA procedure for the what you called the diagnosis of ELISA, diagnosis of chikungunya as well as dengue. And this is a simple actually. Coat the antigen on the plastic plate, add the antibody, and add the second antibody that linked with the enzyme, read the color. That's how simple it is. So the color is directly proportional to the amount of antibody that is present in the serum actually. So I'm not going much into because I have to complete it in 30 minutes. The only thing I can tell you in this disease actually is this is a self-limiting disease produced by the mosquito is one of the carrier for the disease actually. And once it infects, the mosquito infects the virus actually. Initially we have very strong the T cell response, that is the one clears the virus actually, and by fourth day you start getting the antibodies in the circulation. And I will tell you the crux actually in this where why these some problems we face actually. And these antibodies are one which we want to detect it because whenever infection is there, in the early infection, this is a IgM type of antibody that is produced. So this assay is based on IgM. I'll talk about later what is the role of the IgG antibodies for the same protein, etc. I will talk to you later. Okay. So this is how it is. Antibodies starts coming by third day of the infection. Initially, we have a very strong T cell response. That is the one which clears the virus, etc. I'm not going much into that. The only thing I want to add is actually is the diagnosis can be made by molecular means, the RT-PCR, virus elimination, and all these things are coming mostly, the dipstick method you see for the detection is coming mostly from the abroad actually. They are all commercially coming from the abroad. And this side down want to give it. What we did actually is we explored sorry, one slide is missing actually. This virus contains the structural proteins, non-structural proteins, and in the structural proteins, it is the envelope protein which is more dominant. So the observation we know today is whenever any person infected with the virus, the chikungunya virus, invariably you get the envelope antibodies in the circulation. The envelope is the E1, E2, E3. The 3 envelope proteins are there. Out of this, the E2 protein is the one which is highly dominant actually. So, if you have a recent infection with the virus, you get anti-E2 antibodies or anti-E2 envelope antibodies. That is the one you get it actually. That is one of the diagnoses based on commercial methods. So, what we did actually is, I told you already, we made a large number of epitopes in the laboratory based on the amino acid sequence of the E2 protein. And each epitope we tested the sera actually. That's what we did. The purpose actually is to have a epitope based diagnosis for chikungunya. So we can use a recombinant antigen also at the same time, because I don't have the license to clone the gene for the E2 protein. That is the reason I went by back method. Since I know the sequence of this protein, I made different epitopes based on algorithmic predictions. I don't want to go into much into details. These are the algorithm predictions actually, and you can base it on the hydrophilicity, etc. We can design the epitopes based on this protein. So once we designed, we finally got 17 epitopes we designed based on the algorithm prediction. All the 17 epitopes have been synthesized by commercially in the laboratory, and when you screened where these epitopes are lying on the protein, mostly all these epitopes are lying on the surface of the protein. This is by the what is called the computer aided program actually. This is one of the computer aided program, and this is complete E2 protein, and we want to know where these epitopes are lying actually. Are they in the surface or are they in the inside? If it is inside, antibodies never recognizes. So we want to know actually where these epitopes lie. This is by PyMol computer graphics, where you could see actually all are lying mostly on the surface of the molecule. Okay. This is actually the beauty of this study. When we got 123 sera from the JIPMER Pondicherry, as well as from NIMHANS Bangalore, whereas we also have our own sera from the microbiology department. We screened all these epitopes, means immunoreactivity with the sera based on ELISA actually. And if you see, it is one of the biggest disappointment actually. I got it. Out of 123 sera, we got 115 positive, 8 negative, 102 positive, 21 negative, 100 positive, 23. Like that, it's a big disappointment actually, the entire study actually. So I thought I can catch an epitope which recognizes all the sera, I thought. So finally, it's a big disappointment. Then immediately, this is actually specificity and sensitivity, everything has been calculated based on this. And it's a big disappointment for a immunologist actually. Then what we did actually is, those epitopes that are showing 90% seroreactivity with the sera has been made as a recombinant protein. Means 4 epitopes have been linked as just like a necklace with 4 pearls on the necklace. I stitched it actually, and did it actually. So each epitope carries a specific sequence, and this has been made a recombinant method. And I did the screening again. When I did it, these are the 3 epitopes, 3 epitopes like that. When you did it, only one of the epitope only reacted almost all 100% of the specificity and sensitivity. This helped us actually, as we can design a sequence, we can design which can detect most of the positive sera without any this thing. And this is the one actually we are making. I will tell you what finally we are translating into a commercial product. Okay. And let's come to this is a project funded by CSR. DRDO is mostly interested, defense is interested for having this vaccine as well as design on the diagnosis. Vaccine I will won't tell you, because this is also, we already made it in the laboratory actually. Let's come to the dengue. This is again an important disease actually, and again the kits for this is also we are getting from abroad. Not a single kit is available indigenously made in India, except the NIV Pune, they have their own kit actually. And this also we want to do it actually for the early diagnosis of this disease also. So these are some of the methods available in this disease. Again, same thing. The people look for the anti-envelope antibodies as well as NS1 antigen. That is one of the non-structural antigen. Both they look for. If it is positive for envelope antibodies as well as NS1 antigen, the patient is positive for dengue actually. And dengue and chikungunya comes under the same what is called serotype actually, same alpha virus they call it. That is the reason one should not confuse with dengue versus the chikungunya, because they more or less they overlap each other, and they give sometimes a false positive also. That is the reason we have to select the antigens in such a way they don't cross-react each other. These are some of the things which are commercial now. This is the structure of the virus. This is a non-structural proteins, and those patients which are recently infected, on third day you can detect anti-envelope antibodies E, and as well as you can see the presence of the NS1 antigen in the circulation. If it is there, both are positive, means it is a dengue infection. So now to what we did it actually. Okay. This is what it is. This is what in the while the disease is progressing actually, you can see the presence of NS1 antigen as well as the IgM type of antibodies you can see actually. I don't touch actually the IgG. I will leave it for discussion actually. These are again, since I am an immunologist actually, so again we designed some of the sequences based on envelope as well as NS1 and protein. I told you already, these are the two important markers for the diagnosis of the disease. We designed sequences. It is a single letter amino acid sequence, and we designed the epitopes based on envelope as well as NS1 protein. And again, the idea I got it from the chikungunya. Based on this, we clubbed 3 sequences as a recombinant protein actually. That's what we did it many times. So then let's see. These are the sera we got it from AIIMS only, and this is the medicine department AIIMS, as well as some sera we got it from Himalayan Institute of Medical Science, the Dehradun also we got it. When you screened it actually, you can see this is a normal sera, is a cutoff for the OD absorption and the ELISA procedure. This is a chikungunya sera. So you can see when you use the peptide 1 actually, you can see a very good seroreactivity, etc. The same is the case. This is for IgG and this is for IgM. See the difference actually, immune response. If you look for the IgM response, this epitope recognizes all the sera. When it comes to the IgG, it recognizes only half of the sera. I tell you the crack actually to you. The secrets of immunology I will tell you there actually. Similarly the case, you can take the map, 3 antigens clubbed, look for IgG, IgM response, beautiful. They're all the third day of the infection of the sera actually we got it. And you can see the IgG response of that. This is slightly 10th day of the sera actually we got it. Okay. Like that, if you see that, so finally you come to the conclusion actually. For IgM, the beautiful, you can see actually IgM. Most of the sera, you can see IgM response. When it comes to IgG, there is a decline in the seroreactivity, and you can see the occurrence of IgG response in these people. This see, now my interest actually is diagnosis and vaccine design also at the same time. What we did actually is this IgG sera has been reacted for, that is what is called acute sera actually, acute and convulsion sera. We looked for IgG antibody profile, IgG3. Because if somebody, I don't know how many people knows is, we have 4 serotypes the nature has given you. Out of 4 serotypes, IgG3 response is the best protecting antibody. If any vaccine was given to any individual, if you are producing IgG3 type of antibody, this means that vaccine is a protective vaccine. If it is producing IgG2 or IgG4, this is a useless vaccine actually. So the protection is based on the type of isotype the immune system is producing. So based on the IgG3 profile, and we have a in vitro zero neutralization assay. That what it means is you can infect the virus with a cell line, and when the virus is multiplying inside the cell line, and take the purified sera from the patient and add to that and see how best it neutralizes the virus. You understood the concept here? You infect the cell line with the virus, so a virus happily growing inside, and take the positive sera of the patient and purified positive sera of the patient and treat with the cell line. If there is a reduction in the virus, viremia is there, obviously the antibodies are protect actually. So I know which epitope that patient sera is reacting. I know already because I screened with my epitopes actually. So I know which epitopes, most of the people, they produce antibodies, and that epitope, that antibody is neutralizing the virus. That's I know in vitro actually. So that is what called in vitro neutralization. And the immunogen was made for chikungunya and dengue, and we are already, this was currently under immunogenicity study. This what we are doing is, we are doing a immunological study in the mice model as well as the limited trials in the monkey model. We have taken a permission for the ethics for the studying the immunogenicity in few monkeys, etc. How the antibody profile is there, and later we want to see whether this antibody will neutralize the virus or not in vitro, that is. So that's what currently we are doing. So these are the two publications came out, and one is the multiple antigen on chikungunya. This is in viral immunology. This is actually the IgG3. The importance of IgG3 is the protective antibody. This is the protector. See, people believe that if you produce a ton of antibodies, oh, he's very good. That is the wrong concept actually. It is not the quantity, it is the quality of the antibody. What is that is IgG3 it has to produce. If it is IgG3 is rich in the serum, means you are protected from the disease actually. That's how, based on the IgG3 profile, based on the in vitro protection, and we designed already a vaccine for both chikungunya virus, and we are studying the immunogenicity in Mirona model as well as in this one also. So this is what the conclusion we can make it actually. So this is what finally for diagnosis we are asking the company to see whether this can be made like a immunochromatogram actually. The antigen is put in the comb actually, and put a sera of the patient, and you will get a red color actually. Red color is the secondary antibody linked with the gold. So you get a red color. That is actually the commercial kits. If you get a red color, just like HCG, pregnancy kit actually. You take the strip actually, put the urine contains HCG, you get a red color, means you are positive for HCG. Similarly here, the antigen is immobilized on the comb actually, and treat with this patient sera and see the red color. If the red color is there, means you are positive for that. This is what actually we are doing with the help of the SPAN Diagnostics. This project is solely funded by AIMS actually, because they have an interest actually. This intramural project, I got it from AIMS actually. This is this. Thank you very much for your patience.
Thank you, Dr. Rao, for an excellent presentation, and I hope the in-house reagents that you are building for dengue and chikungunya get a patent and they get commercially available for the Indians.
Sir, I don't want to do the patenting actually. I want to put it in the commercialization actually.
Okay.
That is what that's my interest actually.
Okay. So that was an excellent presentation, and since this is an oration, questions would not be asked. The speaker would be happy to take up the questions during coffee break. And it's my pleasant duty now to request Dr. Bhaskaran, who is the president of NAMS, to please present a scroll to Professor Nageshwar Rao on behalf of the National Academy.
Keep the lights on. Lights on. Lights on. Lights. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.